Hello class and welcome to Algebra 2. As you know, this Algebra 2 course is self-paced, so some reminders as you go through the video. First of all, as we go through, if you have any questions, please make sure to write down any questions you have on your note sheet and then ask me, if you can right then, or if you have a question, you can ask me the next day at class if you watch the video at home. So please make sure if you have any questions, you write them down. The next thing is that throughout the video, I will try and remind you that if you need to pause the video and take a break, please do pause the video and take a break. I don't want you to get overloaded with information that you can't process at all. So if I recommend pausing the video and take a break, I'm recommending it for a reason, so please do so. And finally, if I say you're going to need a graphing calculator for this lesson, please make sure you watch the video with the graphing calculator. I want to make sure that you can use your calculator, so make sure you have a graphing calculator. I will show you how to use the TI-84 calculator on the videos. So today we're going to do Unit 1, Video 1, which is expressions, formulas, and solving equations. Your learning target is that after this video and worksheet or practice sheet, you can write and evaluate expressions and equations. So, in order to be able to write expressions and equations, you need to know what an expression or an equation is. So an expression, it consists of one or more variables or numbers along with one or more arithmetic operations. So operations are like adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. And an expression just does not have an equal sign. Okay, so an example would be 5x plus 2. Another example might be x plus 3 to the second. So those are expressions. Then what happens is to become an equation, you need to have an equal sign. So a mathematical sentence stating that two mathematical expressions are equals. So to be an equation, you have to have an equal sign. So for instance, I'm going to take this expression, 5x plus 2, and set it equal to another expression, 12. Now it is an equation. If I take this expression, equals x plus 3, again, that's going to be another equation. Simple directions. Expressions, typically the directions say to evaluate. They are not solved because there is no equal sign. So expressions are evaluated, equations are solved. Okay. So we're going to start out by looking at expressions. So in order to evaluate expressions, we need to use PEMDAS. And you guys all remember PEMDAS, but in case you don't, let's refresh our memory. PEMDAS is the order of operations. So the first thing for our order of operations is we go ahead and look at parentheses. Okay, after we've completed what's in the parentheses, we look at exponents if there is any. After that, we look at multiplying and dividing from left to right together. So M stands for multiply, and D stands for divide. After we're done multiplying and dividing from left to right, we look at for adding and subtracting from left to right. And the way we remember PEMDAS is from Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. Okay, so just a little bit more on PEMDAS is remember that it's not actually a 6-step process. There is 6 letters in PEMDAS, but it's really a 4-step process. You look at your parentheses first, then your exponents. So this is like step 1 and 2. Then you move on to step 3. Step 3 is really multiplying and dividing as you look from left to right. That's the order you do it in. After you're done with multiplying and dividing, your last step is adding and subtracting as you look from left to right. Okay, and here's another way that it can be broken down. So let's go ahead and look at example 1. Okay, little tip here. Take your time and do one step at a time on your paper. Follow the PEMDAS pyramid. Okay, so just take your time. So 1, evaluate each expression. So I look at example A. P is the top of my pyramid. So it stands for parentheses. I take care of anything that can be done inside my parentheses. This parentheses is just a 5, so I'll stay 5. But here I would say, well, 4 plus 3 is 7. So I'm going to rewrite it. Please make sure you're showing all your work. Okay. Then I move on. It says exponents. Remember exponents, 2 to the second is this 2 makes it an exponent. There is no exponents here. So then I multiply and divide as I look from left to right. So left is over here to right. So 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 times 7 is 21. That's taken care of. Now I move to my last step, adding and subtracting. So this gives me 10 plus 21 is 31. There is my expression evaluated. All right, moving on to B. Okay. I start with parentheses, and we always start with the innermost parentheses. Okay, so my brackets, they're also a form of parentheses, and inside there, there's another set. So I would do this innermost side first. So it's 2, then bracket, 5 plus 30 divided by 6 is 5, and that bracket. Okay, now I still have brackets like parentheses, so I'm going to do what's inside there first. So it's 5 plus 5, which gives me 10. And now, my last step, there is no exponent, so multiply and divide 2 times 10 is 20. There is example B. All right, let's look at example C. This is a little different because they're giving us variables and now they're telling us the value. So tip number 2, plug all the numbers in first, then evaluate. So looking at C, I'm going to plug in my numbers first. X is 3, so it's 3. Parentheses, my y is 4 plus 8 divided by 12. Okay, now I follow my rules of PEMDAS. So the first one is parentheses. So 4 plus 8 is in parentheses. So it's 3 parentheses 4 plus 8. So 12 divided by 12. Now I look for exponents. There is no exponent, so I multiply and divide from left to right. So I would take 3 times 12 first, which is 36. Just rewriting, divided. Now I do from left to right again. 36 divided by 12 is 3. So my final answer is 3. All right, I would like for you to pause the video and do example D right now on your own. Okay, pause the video, do example D, come back. Okay, hopefully you've already had a chance to work through D. Now I'm going to go ahead and do D and you can follow along and check your work. Okay, so 2 times x, my x is 12, my y is 8, minus my z, which is 3, all over my z squared, so 3 squared. All right, first step first, I look for parentheses. Okay, there's parentheses here, but it's really to show multiplication. There's nothing on the inside I need to take care of. So I go ahead and I move on to exponents. This is an exponent, so I would have 2 times 12 times 8 minus 3 over 3 squared, which is 3 times 3, so 9. So now I took care of my exponents. Now I do multiply and divide from left to right. Okay, so I can really think about this as like a big bracket of parentheses. I'm going to take care of this, and then I'll divide by 9. So I would have 2 times 12, which is 24. And then I would take 24 times 8, which gives me 192 minus 3, all over 9. Now I go ahead, 192 minus 3 gives me 189 over 9. And if I typed it into my calculator or I figure it out, it gives me 21. So my final answer is 21 for example D. All right, now let's move on to example 2. We want to simplify each expression. The tip for this one is to combine like terms when simplifying expressions. So looking at this example, okay, I have variables involved and I do not have a numeric value for it. So I'm going to have to combine like terms. So rules of exponents, first thing we want to do is take care of what's inside my parentheses. This is an x squared, this is an x, and there is no variable on this. I cannot combine any of those. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just distribute the 3 to each part. So I'm rewriting the left-hand side. So it's negative 10x plus 12x squared plus 3 times 2x, 6x. 3 times negative 2 is minus 6 plus 4x squared. All right, now what I need to do is combine like terms. So I look, there's a negative 10x and a 6x. Is there any just x's left? No. I'm going to box everything and then I'll take care of it. Then I have a 12x squared and a 4x squared. And lastly, I have minus 6. Okay, so my answer is going to be, I'm going to take the highest degree, so x squared. It's 12x squared plus 4x squared. So 12 plus 4 is 16 and x squared. Then I look at my x's, so I have negative 10x plus 6x. Negative 10 plus 6 is negative 4x. And then lastly, minus 6. And we always leave it in what is called standard form. Okay, so that means you have the highest exponent. This is really a 1. And then this is really x to the 0. So highest to lowest. But when we write it properly, we don't include the x to the 0 or the 1. Okay, so there's my final answer. Let's go ahead and look at B. Okay, look inside my parentheses. They are not like terms, so I cannot combine them. So they're going to stay. So same thing as before, I distribute. So I would have 4x minus 2. Then the biggest thing is this is a negative 4, so this is a common mistake. People will forget the negative. Negative 4 times 3x is negative 12x. Negative 4 times 1 is minus 4. Then I go ahead and combine my like terms. I don't want us to get confused with this other problem. So I have a 4x and a negative 12x, and then I have a negative 2 and a negative 4. So my x's, 4x minus 12x, will give me negative 8x. Negative 2 minus 6 is a negative, minus 4 is negative 6. So it's negative 8x minus 6. There is example B. Okay. Before we go on to the back side of the note sheet, if you have any questions, please write them down. Now is a great time to maybe pause the video and take a break if you would like to take a break. So please write down any questions if you have any up until this point. On to the back side of your note sheet. So this one is a word problem. The tip number 4 says find what you are looking for first. All right, so let's read it. The Pyramid Arena in Memphis, Tennessee is the 3rd largest pyramid in the world. The area of its base is, I'm going to underline that. Okay, it's telling me the base is 360,000 square feet, and it is 321 feet high. The formula for the volume of a pyramid is, I'm going to write that down, 1/3 capital B times H, where B represents the area of the base and H is the height. Find the volume of the pyramid arena. So, capital B is the area of the base. Well, the area of its base is 360,000, and H, the height, is 321. So my volume is really 1/3 times 360,000 times 321. And now from here, I could just simply type this into my calculator. And when I do, I get that the volume is 38,520,000 feet. This is volume, so it's feet cubed. So there's my final answer. So this piece right here, you can just type it into your calculator. And if you should try it, and if you don't get the answer I do, please ask me and I can help you in class. All right, tip 5. Okay, don't forget your geometry terms. There will be times throughout this course where we bring up geometry things, and you'll need to remember them. So if you forget, use your resources. Google the formulas online, things like that. Example 4 then says find the pyramid of the triangle. But first thing is I want to talk about perimeter. Did I say pyramid? Perimeter. The perimeter, remember, is the distance around the outside. Okay, so if I'm talking about the outside, here's an outside, so I would have 2A plus my next side, 5A plus 1, plus the next side. That is 0.5B squared. That will give me my perimeter. So it's equal to my perimeter. So that's what we're trying to find. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill in what we know. They told us that A is equal to 9 and B is equal to 10. So it's really 2 times 9 so sorry. So it's really 2 times 9 plus 5 times my a, so 5 times 9 plus 1, plus 0.5 times my b, which is 10 squared, equals p. So now I'm going to start simplifying. PEMDAS says parentheses, so this is in a parenthesis. So I would have 2 times 9 plus 5 times 9 is 45. 45 plus 1 gives me 46. The next step tells me to take care of my exponent, so I'm going to just go ahead and do that. 10 squared is 100. I'm just going to write it above here. So now I do multiplying and dividing from left to right. So this is 18 plus 46 plus 0.5 times 100, or half of 100 is 50, equals p. And last step, add and subtract from left to right. So 18 plus 46 plus 50 gives me 114. And this is my perimeter, so it's in centimeters. So 114 centimeters. All right, so there is my answer to example 4. All right, so we are going to go ahead and look at how to write expressions and equations. But before we do that, if you want, you want to take another little quick break, you may. If you have any questions, please write them down. So here are some keywords to look for when solving problems that you need to write or solve an equation. Okay, so the words added to, increased by, more than, sum, addition to. The operation for this one would be addition. So here's an example. 5 increased by a number. We do not know what that number is, so I'm just going to call it n. 5 increased by a number. 5 plus a number, increased by. The next one is subtracted from, decreased by, less than, difference, taken away from. That shows me it's going to be subtraction. 4 less than a number. So once again, my number is n. 4 less than, so it'd be n minus 4. The next one, multiplied by, product. It's a keyword, product. Times, 1/3 of, 1/2 of, 1/4 of, twice. That's going to show us multiplication. So the next one says 5 times the sum of 9 and a number. Okay, so let's just take care of this. 5 times the sum of 9 and a number. So sum of 9 and a number. Sum means addition. So it'd be 9 plus a number. And we're taking this number and multiplying it by 5. Okay. The next one is quotient or divided by. That shows me division. Okay. Twice the sum of a number and 8. So sum of a number and 8 would be n plus 8 times 2, twice. Okay, so you got to do that part. Divided by 3 over 3. So that would be for quotient as an example. And then the last one is the same as, is equal to. Just the word is tells me equals. Okay, so the length of a rectangle is, so length is, so equals, twice the width, 2w. That's how you write out that expression. Okay, so that's how you write some expressions given words. So we have a few more equations. We are going to be solving this time. So notice how we have equal signs. Equals, equals, equals. So in this case, we're not evaluating, we are solving because they are equations. Okay, so it's 2p equals 14. Well, it's really 2 times p. So to undo multiplication, we do division. So p is equal to 14 divided by 2, 7. All right, example 5b. When I look at this one on my left-hand side, notice how they all have a. So I'm going to combine those like terms first. Okay, 7a minus 3a is really 4a. Okay, plus 2a minus a. Then I'm going to just keep combining. 4a plus 2a, that's going to give me 6a minus a equals 16. 6a minus a, well 6 minus 1 is 5a. All right, now it's all combined. So it's 5 times a. So to undo, I would divide both sides by 5. So a is equal to, I will take 16 over 5 because that is a reduced fraction. This is also the same as 3 1/5, Or I will also take 3.2. If you type it on your calculator, that is what you'll get. Okay, so here's example B. Finally, example C for 5. We go ahead and we look. There's a number, then there's an equal sign. Then we have these parentheses. So let's go ahead and combine like terms and take care of my right-hand side first. If we notice, it's y plus 5. In the parentheses, they are not like terms, so they cannot be combined. Then I have y plus 8. Once again, not like terms, so I can't combine. So I'm going to distribute. Okay, so 27 is equal to negative 9 times y will give me negative 9y. Negative 9 times 5 is negative 45. Plus 6 times y. And then 6 times 8 will give me 48, so plus 48. Okay, on my right-hand side, let's go ahead and combine like terms. So I have 27 on the left hand. Negative 9y plus 6y gives me negative 3y. And then negative 45 plus 48 will go ahead and give me plus 3. Okay. Now I need to go ahead and solve. This one's not as easy as the other two once I combine my like terms. I want to get y by itself. So when you're solving, you have to undo PEMDAS. Okay, so I start and do adding and subtracting first. Well, this is addition, so to undo it, I would subtract 3. So this will give me 24 is equal to negative 3y. And now to undo multiplication, we do division. So divide by negative 3 on both sides. So 24 divided by negative 3 is negative 8. So y is equal to negative 8. All right. And we have one final equation, or one final problem on this video. And it's Carl wants to replace the 5 windows in the bed. Carl wants to replace the 5 windows in the bedroom of his 2-story house. Okay. I'm assuming the 5 windows might come in later, so I'm going to underline it. His neighbor has agreed to help install them for $250. Okay, Carl has a budget for $1,000 for the total cost of replacing the windows. What is the maximum amount he can spend on each window? Okay, well, he has 5 windows. Okay, and I want to know the cost per window. So I'm going to let the cost per window equal C. Okay, Carl's going to get charged, or he's going to buy each window. And we want to know the cost that each window will cost. So if we have 5 windows times the cost, okay, that's how much he would spend at the store to buy the windows. But he also has to pay for the labor to install them. So it's plus 250. And when I do this, it will equal 1,000, okay? Because Carl can only spend $1,000, so we have to solve this. So undoing PEMDAS, we're going to subtract 250 because we have to pay for that labor. So really, Carl only has $750 he can spend in store because he already had to pay for that labor. And then I would divide both sides by 5, and 750 divided by 5 is $150. So that means Carl can spend $150 per window at the store. Okay, so there is my final answer for example 6. All right, this is the end of the notes video. If you have any questions, please write them down. Please ask me. Otherwise, you can go ahead and do the Unit 1, Practice 1 sheet. So have a good day.